of jets in an open sky, a streak of gray, and a cheerful...
A loop, a whirl, and a vertical climb, and once again you'll know it's time for the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and friends.
Starring that supersonic speedster, Rocket J. Squirrel, with his pal Bullwinkle the Moose, and a host of others.
Hurry, Bullwinkle! The show's about to start!
I'm coming as fast as I can.
Wave to the people!
Yay!
Now what are you doing?
Signing autographs. Let's see. John Smith.
But your name is Bullwinkle.
I know, but that's hard to spell.
We're gonna have a lot of fun. Come on and join us.
Sure, there's always room for one more.
Well, in the dramatic story of the monstrous mechanical metal-munching moon mice, our cast of characters grows and grows. On the one side are our heroes, Rocky and Bullwinkle, and their friends, Gidney and Cloyd, the moon men. On the other side, there are 100,000 moon mice.
Count them, 100,000.
Plus their leader, the Big Cheese.
Alias Boris better, no?
And the arch-fiend behind the whole scheme, direct from the moon, Mr. Big himself.
Hello there, fans.
Mr. Big's plot was fiendishly simple.
But I explain anyway. It goes something like this. The mouse A eats the TV antenna B. Then the viewer C gets disgusted and leaves for some other country, D, where he can watch the Late Late Show. E. Then we move in and take over the whole country.
And what letter is that?
What else? USA.
So far, his plan is working just fine, and our heroes are feeling very low.
Gee, I'm feeling very low.
Yeah, you tell.
'Cause I'm facing my TV set and it's bust.
Oh, cheer up, Rock. Looky, I found my old ukulele. Let me regale you with a ditty.
No thanks, Bullwinkle.
Lulu baby, where'd you get them eyes and that sweet complexion that I like?
Please, Bullwinkle!
Oh, well, maybe you prefer come along to Auntie's dinner, chicken dinner. Do you want no picnic?
Enough already! Well, Rocky, this certainly proves one thing.
What's that?
There are some things worse than no television.
But if Cloyd could have been outside the house at that moment,
And you know that I am.
he would have seen a fearsome sight.
Oh, for Earth's sake! We're surrounded by moon mice!
Sure enough, it looked as if the moon mice were moving in for the kill, led, of course, by the Big Cheese himself, Boris Bennett. Boris, why, he isn't here. We'd better check out at the old Bleakley place.
Darling, what are you doing here in this empty room?
I'm suffering.
But why?
Natasha, we're ruined.
Oh, nonsense, darling. Not so long as we control moon mice.
That's just it, we don't.
Don't?
Don't. They ran out on me.
How could it was, Boris? They are just machines.
I don't know, but I find out, you bet.
And following the tracks of the fierce metal-munching monsters, Boris and Natasha soon came across them as they clustered around Rocky and Bullwinkle's little home. From inside the house came a strange sound.
Oh, bless you and keep you, Mother Macri.
Boris, take off your hat.
Why?
I think someone is dying in there.
Well, Natasha was almost right.
Rocky, I can't stand much more of that.
Cheer up, Gidney. He only knows a few more.
But just then, Cloyd faded in with his startling news.
Rocky, Bullwinkle, outside. Moon mice. Thousands of them.
Moon mice? Listen, what's that sound?
Sounds like they're gnashing their teeth.
They must be pretty hungry.
Oh, this is awful. Quick, Bullwinkle, call the sheriff.
Sheriff!
On the phone, I mean.
All right, Rock. Hello, Griselda. Give me the... Hello? Hello?
Save your breath, Bullwinkle. Look here.
Sure enough, just outside the window, an enormous moon mouse was just devouring the phone wire like a piece of spaghetti.
All right, fellas, let's stick together here now.
We'll sell our lives dearly.
Gidney, this is no time to talk business.
And our friends huddle together for a last-ditch stand. Don't miss our next laugh-filled episode.
Laugh-filled?
Yeah, it's a scream.
Bullwinkle bellows again, or moonin' low.
And now it's time.
Time for that jolly juggler, Bullwinkle.
Oh, dear.
3 at once. 1, 2,
And now here's a feature you're sure to like.
3.
Centuries ago, in ancient Arabia, there was a modest little lamp shop owned and operated by a young man whom everybody called Aladdin, because Aladdin was his name. The lamp business was very poor, and Aladdin never had any customers, but that wasn't surprising because he didn't have any lamps either.
The place is a front. I got a pinochle game going on in the back room.
Then one day, a very rich and powerful king walked into the shop and said,
I need a lamp.
Sorry, Your Highness. I can't sell you a lamp. How about a deck of cards?
No. Now you get me a lamp, or I shall have you thrown into a dungeon for your insolence.
Aladdin knew that the king meant what he said, so he frantically dashed out of the shop in search of a lamp, but in his haste, unfortunately for him, happened to step into a rather large hole. And down he tumbled into the inky darkness.
I seem to be in a bottomless pit with a bottom in it,
He was.
with no way out.
There wasn't. But just then, in the dim light, Aladdin happened to see a strange-looking lamp lying on the floor. Upon closer inspection, he saw that it was inscribed with the words, "Rub me and get a surprise." Aladdin rubbed, and he got a surprise.
Good heavens! A genie!
Yes, her name was Jeannie, and she had light brown hair.
Is your name Stephen Foster?
No, it's Aladdin. Are you a magic genie?
Heavens, no. I'm just an ordinary girl who was brought up in a lamp, that's all.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. Try making a wish and see for yourself.
Okay. I wish we were out of this pit.
And lo and behold, they were, just like that.
Can you imagine? All the time I was stuck in that lamp and I could have wished myself out. Oh, the years I've wasted.
According to the book, I get 3 wishes. I've already used up one, so I gotta be mighty careful with the others.
Aladdin hurried back to his shop and greeted the waiting king.
I got a lamp for you, Your Highness.
Well, it's about time, and a little dirty, isn't it?
I can have it cleaned up for you in no time.
You shine it up, and I shall return at 3:30 to pick it up.
Now look, Genie baby, I gotta check on the game in the back room. You shine it up for me, will you?
A busy mind is a happy mind, so Jeannie decided to shine the lamp. However, upon rubbing it,
Well, what? Another genie.
My name is Sally. Are you Stephen Foster?
at that moment, the king returned to his palace and was confronted by the Grand Vizier.
Terrible news, Your Highness. Your throne has been taken from you. You are no longer king.
No? Who is?
Me.
And with that, the king disappeared through a trap door. The Grand Vizier sat on the throne and surveyed the plush throne room.
What this room needs is a lamp.
So saying, he went to the only lamp shop in town, Aladdin's. And by this time, the shop was literally jammed with recent inhabitants of the lamp found by Aladdin.
Let me get this straight. You mean to say all you girls lived in a lamp the same time as me?
That's right.
Ladies, ladies! I came here to purchase a lamp.
This is the only lamp in the shop, but it's a little busy right now.
It's also a little dirty.
Well, we can't help that, so shine it up yourself.
The Grand Vizier took the lamp and started to rub, and who should appear but the king?
That was a sneaky trick, Wazir, dropping me through that trap door.
But, how did you get in the lamp?
Don't ask me. It was your trapdoor. Now prepare to defend yourself, Grand Wazir. I'm about to seek revenge. What do you say to that?
I say, oh, yeah?
They were about to clash in mortal combat when the card game in the back room broke up and Aladdin came out.
Hey, what's going on out here?
This evil Grand Wazir tried to steal my throne, for he wishes to be king.
This suddenly gave Aladdin a brilliant idea. He could use one of his remaining wishes and make himself king. Then he could get out of the pinochle game and the backroom business and live like a king.
I wish that I were king.
But nothing happened. Then it came back to him. During the aforementioned pinochle game in the back room, he had unwittingly wished for 2 aces, one at a time, and his magic wishes had been used up.
I goofed.
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You mean to tell me you got 3 wishes when you rubbed the lamp?
Exactly. And now I'm going to rub it again so I can get 3 more wishes. Then I'll be king.
Oh, no, you're not. I am.
A vicious struggle broke out between Aladdin and the evil Wazir, each striving to rub the lamp first. As it turned out, they both rubbed at the same time, but instead of a genie or Sally or Mary appearing, nothing appeared. Instead, something disappeared. Namely, Aladdin and the Wazir. The king was safe at last, which only goes to prove that, well, my word, what does it prove?
Absolutely nothing, except maybe that only in checkers should one try to jump a king.
Private Bullwinkle, sir, with a message.
Just in time.
Is it important?
Is it? Just look. And now it's time for that man of 1,000 helpful suggestions, Mr. Know-It-All.
Thank you, and hello, man of 1,000 helpful suggestions lovers everywhere. Today we are taking up the problem of how to disarm a live 5,000 megaton TNT bomb in your own workshop in your spare time to amuse your friends. Or just yourself, even. First and surest fire is the hairpin technique, which requires 1, a common hairpin, and 2, a common bomb. This method, when employed by an expert professional bomb disarmer, is 100% safe. 99% anyway. For the beginner, it is often more satisfying to work with a smaller bomb, or a teeny, as the professionals call it. Next, it is important to be able to detect the bomb before disarming it. One would think it would be this object because of the ticking sound, but obviously that's just to throw one off. Likewise with these 2 objects. But here, cleverly disguised as a bomb, is a bomb. And thus, another nasty scene has been averted by...
Gosh, Mr. Know-It-All, what happened? I was about to tell you your time is almost up.
Throw it away! Get rid of it! Run for your life! Lucky I got my own watch. Taking no chances. Now, where's that match? Oh, yes. I think it said 5:15.
Tranquility had settled over northwest Canada. Birds were singing, butterflies were flying, and fish were swimming, including the poorest fish of all, Dudley Do-Right. The only thing that could possibly spoil this quiescent atmosphere was Snidely Whiplash, arch-villain of the Northwest.
At last, Homer, we've got rid of Dudley Do-Right.
Whiplash, what you got there is Dudley's uniform. He's not inside it.
Don't you think I know that, Homer? I see, as usual, you fail to see the implications involved.
The uniform's got implications, Snidely?
Don't you see, without his uniform, Dudley Do-Right will be unable to function.
What about the implications?
Because Dudley Do-Right will be out of uniform, Homer. Out of uniform! You know there is no crime greater in the RCMP than being out of uniform.
True.
Well,
Oh, there's nothing more glorious on a fine spring Canadian day than a swim. That's odd. My uniform seems to be missing. Well, it can't be missing. That would mean I would be out of uniform. Oh, the irony of it all. A Royal Canadian Mountie one day, a creature of the woods the next. I wondered if it happened to Thoreau in just this way.
Meanwhile, Nell Fenwick was strolling through the forest when...
Oh, hello, Dudley. You bashful boy. Turn around and tell me you're glad to see your little Nell. Oh, I am sorry, Dudley. Here, let me put it back for you. Say, you are not Dudley Do-Right of the Mounties. You are a scarecrow.
Poor Dudley Do-Right. I guess he did right just once too often.
So poor Dudley Do-Right, out of uniform, was forced to spend his days in the woods. As months passed, his beard grew and grew, fortunately.
Now that Dudley is out of the way, we can progress with our plans to kidnap Nell Fenwick and hold her for ransom.
I don't know if you're going to want me for your plan, Snidely. I haven't been feeling so well lately.
What's the matter, Homer?
I keep seeing things. Horrible, hairy faces. There it is again!
Just hallucinations, Homer. Nothing to get worried about.
Dudley Do-Right, having heard Snidely's evil plan, rushed to warn Inspector Fenwick, knowing full well what he would have to suffer for being out of uniform.
Inspector! Inspector!
It's the Wolfman! Get him, boy! That was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
And so Nell became fair game for Snidely's evil plot. But little did he know that as he made off with Nell, two eyes watched him.
Ooh!
What's the matter now, Homer?
It's that hairy face again.
I told you it's nothing but an hallucination, a hairy hallucination. Now we'll deliver the ransom note to Inspector Fenwick.
Well, what's this? $86 in ransom for the return of Nell Fenwick, signed Snidely Whiplash. Oh, that cunning fiend Whiplash. But at least she's safe from that disgusting Wolfman. Ugh.
But at that very instant, the Wolfman, Dudley Do-Right, was helping Nell to escape from the evil grip of Snidely Whiplash.
Take those hairy hands off me.
But, Nell, I am helping you to escape.
Oh!
Nell, how can I convince you? Wait, you remember that glorious tenor voice Do-Right has? Well, listen. Mammy's little baby love shortening, Mammy's little baby love shortening bread.
Oh, you are Dudley Do-Right. But why don't you come back to camp?
I'm out of uniform.
I can see that.
You know the rules. No Mountie can be out of uniform and still be a Mountie.
Come, Dudley. I'll take you back to camp and explain to Father how you rescued me. Surely that will have some influence on your case.
I'm not so sure you know the rules.
Nell, darling, Nell, you're back. Ugh. Get him, boys. It's the Wolfman. Put him in the stockade.
But, Father, that's Dudley Do-Right.
Nonsense. Dudley was a clean-shaven chap.
But, Father... Dudley, I was not able to convince Father, but I did manage to bring you these.
My uniform and a razor.
Dudley, it's really you. Father, come here.
By Jove, you're Dudley Do-Right at that.
Well, then let me out, sir.
Can't do that, Dudley. Remember, you were out of uniform. There's only one way you may redeem yourself. Bring in Snidely Whiplash.
Yes, sir.
So Dudley went out in search of Snidely Whiplash, and in just a short time...
Inspector!
Well, Dudley, did you capture Snidely Whiplash?
Better than that, Inspector. Look, I captured his clothes.
Curses for filing.
Last time you remember, Bullwinkle's ukulele concert was interrupted by the appearance of thousands of monstrous moon mice who began to close in on our friends until they were surrounded on all sides.
There's another way to be surrounded.
On the outskirts of the mob of moon mice were Boris and Natasha, who seemed to have lost control over the fearsome creatures.
What you're doing, darling?
I'm checking wiring on this one, Natasha. Crossover terminal here, overload plate there.
Where does this wire go, darling?
Natasha, please, that may be live wire.
How do I know if it's live wire?
Well, if you touch it like this and it goes...
Boris! Oh, dear. Now I'll never know if it's live or not.
Meanwhile, behind their barricades, our heroes were still determined to fight to the finish against overwhelming odds.
How about a keen fight song, fellas?
Do you have to?
Fight, fight, fight for frostbite high. Flang our colors to the sky.
What colors, Bullwinkle?
Pomegranate and puce. Cheer and cheer and cheer again. Fight with might, but mostly main.
If it's all the same to you, Bullwinkle, I'd rather have the moon mice.
It was just mechanical mice did a remarkable thing.
Bullwinkle, they're applauding.
I can't think why.
Sure enough, the moon mice seemed entranced by Bullwinkle's song.
Rocky, they're not here as a menace.
No?
They're here as an audience.
A friendly audience.
That means Bullwinkle must be able to control them with his voice.
Bullwinkle, you're an honest-to-goodness Pied Piper.
With my own set of pipes, too.
You're a regular Elvis Pretzel.
Meantime, Natasha was trying to revive a shocked Boris.
Out goes the good air, in comes the bad. Out goes...
Pardon me, miss, but isn't that out goes the bad air, in comes the good?
Darling, Boris hates anything good.
Yeah, so shut up, you mouth, wise guy.
Sorry.
Boris, you're your nasty old self again.
Natasha, we got to get control of Moon Mice back again.
Right. What are mice doing now, darling?
Listen closely.
Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie.
Boris, they're crazy about mooses singing.
Well, two can play at that game. Natasha, hand me my belly like and my big cheese disguise.
Yeah, darling.
Me.
And then began one of the strangest battles of all time, a musical contest to capture the affection of 100,000 moon mice.
You ain't nothing but the moon mouse, munching all the time.
Come along to Auntie Skinner's chicken dinner, the one who picks a wishbone.
All I ask is don't step on my blue suede tail.
There must be little cupies in the briny. There must be little cupies in the sea.
You're my little high school moon mouse.
Bullwinkle, look! Your audience is leaving you.
Looks like your singing career's over already.
Man, that was the shortest career I ever had.
Yes, the moon mice were leaving the boys' cottage and heading right for Boris.
Looks like you've won, darling.
What I told you, Natasha, you can't keep a good rat down.
Well, it seems Bullwinkle has sprained his tonsils for nothing at all.
Yeah.
The moon mice are going back to Boris.
Yeah.
And the whole country is obviously doomed.
Well, that's showbiz.
Don't miss our next exciting episode, Bongo Boris or the Hep Cat.
That's Hep Rat.
Well, it looks as if our time is just about run out.
Mine must be a little slow.
You got the credits, Bullwinkle?
All on this itty-bitty card. Oop.
We're late again, Bullwinkle.
Right.
Bye now. See you next time.